Hi there. So today I want to share with you how you can get funding for your startup. Now, if you're a young entrepreneur rising up, or you have a business idea that you know you can change the world with, you know that you can touch a lot of lives with, or there is a problem in the marketplace, there is a problem in your community, there is a problem in your country, and you identify that, okay, I can do something about this problem, there is a solution that I think I have that can assist to solve this problem so that you can make the world a better place and also make some money for yourself and live life on your own terms. Then one of the things that you would be asking yourself is, how do I get funding for it? Now, if you are somebody who has followed entrepreneurs and business leaders, you will hear that they will tell you that, okay, some people started their business by borrowing money from their friends, borrowing money from their families, using their own money or some savings, and then they started their business with that, and now it's $1 billion company or a $1 trillion company or some multi-million-dollar company. And you are wondering, how do I do that? Because chances are you might not have any rich friends, you might not have any networks of people, you might not have any rich parents who will be able to borrow you some money or give you some money that you will be able to use to start your business. So the question then is, does it mean that if I can't get borrowing, if I can't get money from friends, I can't get money from my family, my relatives, or whoever it is, does that mean that my idea should get stuck till I get that money before I start my business? The answer is no. Also, when you go to the banks, investors, venture capital firms, they will not be willing to give you money right now to fund your idea. So the question then is, how do you get a funding? How do you actually start your business? How do you actually get it going in order for you to actually start solving the problems that you see your product or service to solve, so that most importantly, you can make some money? Now, what I want to share with you today is not the conventional knowledge of how you can raise money from startup. We are starting from zero here. It is not that we've already started a business and we are looking for additional funding. No, this is somebody with an idea, somebody with a business plan or whatever it is, somebody with something that he or she thinks can change the world, but the person is thinking about the funding, how he or she can get a funding. Now, if you're such a person, then this video is for you. So give me a like on the video and then subscribe to the channel. Wednesdays, Friday, and Mondays, I release videos at 6:30 p.m. and these videos will be on entrepreneurship, funding, marketing, social media, and other content relating to how you can take your idea, develop the idea, take the idea to the marketplace, sell the idea, make some money, and live a better life. So the question is, why is it difficult for people to get funding for startups? Why is it difficult that when you have an idea and you want that idea to be funded, why is it difficult to get the funding? It's important. Now, there are 4 reasons why it will be difficult for you to get funding. Even if you have started a business and you are getting some money coming in, it is almost always very difficult to actually get an additional investment, either from the bank, either from an angel investor, or from a venture capitalist or a venture capital firm. It is difficult to get funding. But the question is, why is it that they are not willing to give you that money? Why is it that they can give the money to the already highly successful companies who have surplus cash, but they still go and borrow money? Why are businesses, investors, companies, financial institutions willing to give their money to these already established firms and not you? So before I get into how you can get a funding, let me give you 4 reasons, maybe I can make it 5 as we continue, why you cannot get funding for your startup or funding for your idea. Number 1 is you are a novel. What does that mean? It means that you don't have you are new, you are unfamiliar, people don't know you, you are a juvenile, you've not built any billion dollar, you've not even seen $100,000 in sales, you've not done anything, you don't have any history, you don't have any experience, you might not even have the skills necessary to be able to build the business that you claim that you want to build. So the first reason why investors will be relent or will just relax and not be willing to give you the funding, it's because you are a novice, you are unfamiliar, you don't have history, you don't have any experience, you don't have any expertise. So they are not willing to put their hard-earned money on you. They are not willing to bet on you because they know you don't understand what you are saying. Yes, the idea may be good, but what it takes to actually run a business, you don't have it. What it takes to actually build a business, you don't have it. What it takes to actually take that idea to the marketplace, sell and make profit, you don't have it because you are a novel, you don't have any history, you've not done anything before. There is no point of reference to you. Then that is why they will not be willing to give you the money. So the first thing is that you are a juvenile, you are a novel, you are new, you are unfamiliar, you don't have anything. That is the first reason why you might not get funding for your startup business. Number two is that availability of already established brand. Chances are 99.9% of the things that you want to do, there is an already established brand doing it. Not one, not two, maybe dozens of established brands already doing it. So it's already a highly competitive industry, and here you are, a novel, unfamiliar, inexperienced, no history, and you are coming in and say you want to build a business. So there are already established firms. So investors will try to ask you, that is if they really want to provide any value to you apart from the funding that you are seeking for, they will ask you, what makes you think that you can beat this company? What makes you think that you can beat that company? So let's say you want to bring in a new drink, beverage. What makes you think that you can beat Coca-Cola? What makes you think you can beat Pepsi? What makes you think you can beat the other well-established brands? Why? What makes you different? Why do you think? What is it that you have? What is it that you've seen? What is motivating you? What is peculiar about your product? What is it that is about your idea that you think that you can outsmart the market and gain competitive advantage and sell the product and actually be profitable? That question will be asked by the investors. And since they are in doubt and they look at the established brand, dozens of companies already doing what you say you want to do, then they are not willing to put the money into it because it's a highly competitive environment. There are already established brands who have history, who have experience, who have points of reference, and it will be better to invest in those well-established brands rather than put the money into you. So that is the second reason why you might not get funding for your startup. That is availability of already established brands in the industry that you are going into. Third is understanding the language of business. A lot of entrepreneurs or wannabe entrepreneurs lack the understanding of the language of business. What do we mean by that? What is sales? What is cost of sales? What is gross profit? What is operating expenses? What is net profit? What is capital employed? What is return on capital? What is return on investment? What is trade receivables? What is trade payables? What are current assets? What is liquidity? What is gearing? What is trade payable days? What is trade receivable days? These are just a number of things that I'm mentioning about the languages of business. Listen carefully. It has been stated that a lot of businesses collapse because their founders, original founders, do not understand the language of business. They don't know the underlying factors that actually makes a business successful. So again, if you are starting a business, I will ask you, what is your sales? What is your cost of sales? What do you expect to be your gross profit? Okay, what are your operating expenses? All right, how do you actually make money for the business? What will be your trade receivables? What will be your trade payables? At the end of the day, how much are you bringing to me as an investor? How much returns can you make for the period? All of these things are numbers, and 99.9% of wannabe entrepreneurs don't understand this. So investors or potential investors will not be ready to give you the money, because when we ask you the question about operating expenses, you don't even know about operating expenses. When we ask you about cost of sales, you don't even know the components of cost of sales. When we ask you what is your working capital, you don't even understand what working capital is. Now, there is a difference between Googling what is working capital or asking someone to tell you about what is trade receivables and applying it in your business. These are two different things. So you don't have a history. There are already well-established brands there. And number three, you also don't understand the language of business. Things that actually drive a business. Things that actually make a business successful. Because it is not about the sales. So you can tell an investor, oh, we will be making a sale of $100,000 every month. That is not what the investor is really interested in. If that is your sales, what are the underlying costs? So what is your cost of sales? What is your operating expenses? What should be your working capital? What should be your trade receivable days? What should be your trade payable days? What should be your liquidity level as a company in order to operate? What kind of system are you going to put in place in order to deal with trade payables, trade receivables, liquidity gearing in general? All of these things are advanced knowledge, advanced level of issues that you need to understand prior to approaching an investor. So the third reason why you might not get funding for your startup is that you lack the understanding of the language of business. So number one, you don't have the history, you are unfamiliar, nobody knows you, you don't have any experience, you are a novel. Number two, you are somebody who is coming into an industry that already has well-established firms, well-established brands, so we will not trust you with the funding. And number three, you are coming in, nobody knows you, nobody understands that, and then you are coming in and you don't understand the languages of business. Now, there is a difference between going to a business school and learning about business and running a business. These are two different things. Okay? Because how businesses are run are different from what you did in your first degree, even different from what you did in your master's. Because business running is a different ballgame altogether. What you read in the book is not the same as what is happening on the field. And investors don't just want theory, don't just want talk, but they want to see results, practical results, so that they can put the money into the business. So that is the third reason why you might not get funding for your startup. Comment below, let me know which of these three reasons so far resonates with you. Where do you see yourself standing? Is it that you are unfamiliar, you've never built anything before? Is it that you are somebody who is trying to go into an industry that is highly competitive? Or is it that you don't really understand the language of business? What actually drives businesses, you don't understand it? Comment below, let me know which of these three actually resonates with you. Then number four is your team. Who is behind you? What team is behind you? Remember I told you about you being novel, you not having any expertise, not having any experience. Investors will be interested in the people behind you. Who is your CFO? Who is your CEO? Who is your CMO? All right? Who is what? Who is doing what? Which people do you have on your team right now? Is it only you? If it is only you, screw you. We won't give you any money. Because one person cannot run a business. There is nothing like self-made person. There is nothing like self-made. No. There is a team that actually helps you to be able to build a thing. So you have the idea, you know what you are doing, but there has to be people who are managing various aspects of the business. You need a CFO to be able to manage the financing aspect of the business. You need a VC for sales to be able to generate sales in. You need a VC for your cost controls to be able to deal with that. You need your VC for development, research, all of that. So who is behind you? So investors will ask you that question. Who is behind you? What's your board like? Who are your employees? So chances are 99.9% of all startups don't have teams. It's just one person, or even anything, they are co-founders and they are starting a business. No, you need a team. Now you say, Nhira, I'm now starting. How can I build a team? I will come there in a moment, and that is why you're not getting the funding. That is why you aren't getting the funding. So these are the four reasons why you might not get funding for your startup. Okay, so your daddy is not rich, your mommy is not rich, you don't have rich friends. You are not experienced, you are going into a highly competitive industry, you don't understand the language of business, you don't even have a team. Then how do you get a product to the marketplace? How do you actually get funding for your business? Now, there are two core ways that you can get funding for your business. There are two core ways that you can get funding for your startup. Now, I am sharing this with you not just because I read it somewhere, saw it somewhere, or something like that, but it's a practical thing that I'm sharing with you. When I started my business, what happened was that I was looking for all of the things like prepare a business plan, go and see an investor. that delayed me for 5 years. So for 5 years, I was trying to perfect my business plan. I went to see banks, investors, attended entrepreneurial competition and all of those things. All I had was idea. All I had was a shitty business plan. But there is a way that you can get funding for your business, and the first way is through your customers. Nhyira, what do you mean? How do I get money from my customers? Yes, your customers are your investors, especially they are your most important investors at the beginning stage of your business. So whatever business it is, break it down and find out how you can bring it into the marketplace. Find out how you can do something and bring it to the marketplace. So maybe you are looking for $100,000 or $10,000 before you can start a business. Okay, how about starting it with $1,000? How about doing a pre-sale of the products and then taking it to the marketplace? How about starting with something? Because you see, you need to start with something. Then there is an advanced level of this where you even let customers pre-order the products before you produce and sell it to them. And that is an advanced level, and I'll share this strategy in another video later on. So you subscribe to the channel so that when I release that video, you'll be able to get access to it. So there is an advanced strategy of this where you can let customers pre-order the products. You collect the money, go and now use that money to produce or manufacture the product or service, then you now deliver it to them. So your customers is your first point, or your first point of what? Investors. So you are going around looking for banks, looking for venture capitalists. No. Whatever you have, you start with whatever you have. And then you can get a funding for your business. Because once you start selling to your customers, you don't pocket the money. Once you start studying for your customers, you don't start buying expensive Gucci watch or Louis Vuitton bags or dresses. No, you need to put or channel all of those money back into your business. Listen, people are going to stop you. People will tell you you don't qualify for this industry. People will tell you the industry is highly competitive. People will tell you you're going to fail. People will tell you you're not going to succeed. But you don't have to listen to the people. You must take the market, you must take your product to the marketplace as far as you know, as far as you are convinced that this product can solve a problem. Like I mentioned earlier, when I was starting my business, people told me, Nhyira, what makes you think that people will listen to you? What makes you think that your YouTube channel, people will even hear you? What makes you think that when you do an online course, people will enroll in the course? What makes you think they're already well-established YouTube channel, well-established organizations doing what you say you are going to do? What makes you think that you're going to do it? I didn't listen to that. I started anyway with what I had. Okay, with what I had that time, and I started anyways. If you look at my YouTube channel, the earlier videos, you realize the quality of the videos. You realize the quality of the videos. Really poor. The audio sucked. But that was what I had, and that is how I got myself to the marketplace. That was how I got myself to get our courses online. I shot the courses on my Tecno Common X. Audio not good. The video quality not good, but I took it to the marketplace anyway, and I started that way. And once the money began to come, I rechanneled it, and now we now shoot on Canon camera with a microphone, and the sound is better now, the video is much better now, and we are improving upon these even much better as we proceed. So how do you get funding for your customer, for your business, for your startup? You go to your customers. That's it. That is it. When you go to your customers, you can get the funding that you need. Then the second strategy is forming strategic alliance. You see, sometimes you need funding to acquire properties, to acquire premises, to acquire some assets. How about forming strategic alliance? Now, let me give an example of this to you. When I started my journey as an entrepreneur, one of the things that I needed, because it's an educational institute, one of the things I needed was a premises, a school, a building, something like that. Per my forecast, per my business plan, I needed about 60,000 Ghana cedis. Roll back, that would be about $10,000 to be able to get a premises, and then buy some dexes and all of that to get me started. So about 60,000 Ghana cedis, or maybe somewhere around a little over $10,000 to be able to get my feet at the door to start a business. I sat down, I wasn't having the money. I roamed, nobody was willing to give me the money. People I knew, people that I thought were well-wishers, I speak to them and they're not ready to invest because they are scared. Because who are you? Like I mentioned earlier, you don't have any experience, you don't have any history, you've not built anything before, nobody knows you, and you are coming into a highly competitive environment, you don't have any team, you don't have anything, and you say you're looking for money, nobody was ready. But I don't know how this thing happened. At that time, I was very desperate. I was reading books. I was watching some YouTube videos. I was reading articles. I was praying. I was doing a lot of things. And then, I don't know, somewhere, somehow, something dropped. One day, I don't know, something just dropped me. And then I didn't even know it is called strategic alliance. It was later on that I realized that what I did is called strategic alliance. Now, what did I do? I located a school, right, that already exists. They are already running school, but they do languages, WASI remedial, computer classes, and they are not doing ICA, which is what I wanted to do, the Institute of Chartered Accountants Ghana Professional Qualification Program. They were not doing it. So I spoke with the principal and they said, okay, bring a proposal. I structured a proposal and then I sent it to them. They look at the proposal and they say, whoa, it's good. And I'm organizing the classes at the time that they are done with their work. So technically they are not losing anything. They've already rented. The nexus are already there. The only thing that you will be incurring an additional cost as a business giving me the opportunity is your electricity and other minor utilities. And that is all. So we strike a deal to share in the profit at the end of the day. To share in the profit at the end of the day. That is called strategic alliance. So now, that 50,000 or 60,000 cedis that I wanted to get a premises was off. And now I got my feet at the door and I started rendering the services and I started growing. That is what we mean by getting funding for your startup. So there are two key ways of how you can get funding for your startups. Go to your customers, start selling, start doing it. Don't wait for, the product cannot be perfect. Facebook has a problem. Instagram has a problem. Apple has a problem. Even Samsung has a problem. Amazon has a problem. All of these multi-billion dollar and trillion dollar companies that you hear of, they have problems. Sometimes they make a phone and the phone is having a problem and then they need to do a software update to fix it, or sometimes they have to recall the devices or call all the devices back for it to be fixed and then bring it back to the customers. So you cannot be perfect. So whatever it is, take it to the marketplace. If you are consistent, you are authentic, and customers realize that yes, you are providing value, they will blow you up, they will assist you, they will help you, and you can build that business. So when you start like that, you form a strategic alliance, look for a business that what you will do will integrate with what they are doing. Not that you are coming to compete with them. If they are already doing what you are doing, you can't form an alliance with them. You look for something that they are doing that what you are doing will complement it, will be integrated into it, and then you form a strategic alliance with them. And don't think about profit. Okay? When you are starting, don't think about profit. Share the profit with people. Bring people on board. Now, when you start that, now you are getting some experience. Now you will be understanding the language of the business better. As you are growing, you will be bringing people on board. Now you are building a team. As you are growing, you will now be able to restructure your organization. You will bring people on board. And now you will be in a better position so that you can get funding. Now, I want you to build your business in such a way that you attract investors and not go after investors. That's very critical. When you are at a position as a business where investors want to invest, you have an advantage. You will determine how many percentage of your company you want to give up. You will determine how much money you would want them to bring and the terms of the money that they are bringing. Why? Because you didn't go after them and they came for you. And it is possible to build such a business if really you go in there, provide quality products the way it is, be authentic with your idea, with your mission, and provide some value for your customers and form a lot of strategic alliances. And I can guarantee you, you can start your business, make it successful, and build that business you want to build, and ultimately make the world a better place, but take your life to the next level. So this is what you need to understand when it comes to how you can get funding for your business. Let me know in the chat box which of these two you can really relate with. And then if you have any issue, maybe you want to get a deeper knowledge, deeper understanding of how you can structure your product, whatever thing that you are doing, you want to get a deeper understanding of how you can structure it, even entities that you can form strategic alliance with, you can reach me up. I will leave the details on in the description, and you can reach out to me, and then we can see how we can arrange that, and I can be of help and assist you so you can build that business. Don't listen to what people are telling you. Don't listen to what the naysayers are saying, that you don't qualify, you cannot do it. You can do it if only you have the grit, if only you have the patience, and if only you have the tenacity to be able to make it and to be able to make it done. So I'll see you in the next video as we continue with our discussion. Remember to subscribe to the channel and click the bell notification icon. That way, when I release new videos, you will be the first person to be notified. Take care and build that business to the next level.